This team was created to deal with a high volume, smaller crime that's happening in the area, or antisocial behaviour, to get to know the area and work with the stakeholders to get everyone working together to try to get the best outcomes that we can.
The team dynamic we've got going at the moment is absolutely fantastic. I love working with the guys, Damien, Ryan, and everybody at Midland Police Station. They've all been really supportive of us as we've gone along. The work they've done with the homeless and some of the locals that are transient and go and sit in the park, yeah, it's phenomenal. They've come together really well. The three of them are like brothers, and the recognition they've got from the community, the amount of people that come in and just say, you know, those boys, and when they talk about those boys, I know who they're talking about.
We have a lot of vulnerable people coming through here. They don't need to be intimidated like that. And these guys have just done an amazing job just cleaning this whole space up. Overcoming
that feeling of sometimes we're dealing with the same people every day, the same problems every day, has just been us in the car, keeping each other going, and we take our energy from the wins that we do have and some of the permanent solutions that we've found.
We'd like it to be that kind of community where people say, you know, I could move my family there, I could live there, you know, and that's our end game. We'd people to feel safe and want to be here.
We received emails from the shops in relation to their shrinkage rates at Kmart. I think itself within Midland reduced their loss by $250,000 in 6 months. That's just one store, and the other stores were very similar.
When we're dealing with people and we try to set them on a different direction, try to set them on a different path, whether it be dropping people at counselling, working with them towards employment, trying to find out what they really want, try to get some people into the army, some of the younger guys and girls, try a few different things, and it's been great. Got some really good results from that.
We've had people thank us at the end of the deal even, which is a really fantastic experience to see them change their outlook from really aggressive at the start to thanking us for helping them out and pointing in the right direction for community care and aid along those lines.
To win would be a really great mark on what we've accomplished so far. It would help to prove and help to say that, look, we should be trying some other ideas. We should be engaging with other people, and we should try to find some permanent solutions to some of these problems.
We're always doing what we signed up to do in the academy. We put everything into this. We put in 100% every single day. We want to come here and we want to make a difference in Midland. I think that's what it is.
The Ravensthorpe Police Station covers about 12,500 square kilometres. It's mainly farming and mining as the industry. There's 3 police officers here, and we have about 50 kilometres of coastline, 250 kilometres of heavy haulage route, so we get a lot of tourists and a lot of traffic coming through.
We're always available, so if the phone rings we respond, and that can be any time, day or night, to whatever the public need us to attend to.
3 years ago it was a little bit different here. There was a bit of trouble, there was a bit of drugs, not badly, and when they came into town they cleaned this all up and made us all feel so much safer.
As a first female officer in Ravensthorpe, it's actually been received very well. The community itself has been quite responsive to it. The children are absolutely loving it, especially the younger girls who had no idea that women could be police officers, so that's quite encouraging, and I get a lot of questions in regards to that.
3 days in February we had the largest rainfall received in a monthly period, over 300 millimetres. It was the largest flood on record. We were inundated with police tasked to assist motorists. We had 2 land searches in this area about 150 kilometres apart. We were completely cut off from the rest of Australia for a few days.
I found personally working through the floods in February quite a challenging but rewarding experience. We engaged as a community extremely well, so not only as police but other emergency services and the local community, we gathered together and we worked very hard to make sure that we approached the situation as best as we could. It was quite rewarding.
The feedback from everybody is just all positive, and you can see that by our crime rate going down. They're just around the corner. They're at the drop of a hat. We've got their mobile numbers we can call them on. You know, they're not Sergeant Jamie, he's just Jamie. Tegan's Tegan, Paul's Paul, and that's how the community know them.
The bond that they have and the connection, you can just see it. It's fantastic, and the kids love it. You know, you see them down at the school regularly, you see them out and about at the swimming pool, at the sporting events. They've all got families and they just go above and beyond their duties.
To me, the essence of policing is less about what's in it for ourselves, it's more about the support you provide to victims, their families, and to the community as a whole. And this group of three works so well together, and they epitomise that philosophy of policing, and they should be extremely proud of what they've achieved in this community. I'm proud of them, and I know the community is extremely proud as well.
The Wyndham District's a really challenging place to be. It's very isolated. It's the top end of WA, so there's not a lot of services in Wyndham, so it's a really harsh, hot area to work in.
Working in a regional area such as Wyndham, it's been amazing. I've learnt so much. Every day is different, and from one day you could be just policing around town, and the next day you could be driving several hours to get to the next job.
We saw an opportunity here to really interact with youth at all levels. So we put a lot of usually sporting activities in place because the kids really enjoy their sport. Also around the school, we've got involved in the schools through the Adopt a Cop program. We've set up the dodgeball program.
Kids get to see us at dodgeball in like an informal setting. So it's not like we're locking them up or being scary police officers that drive around the street. We're able to get out there and have some fun with them and throw some balls and instill a little bit of discipline in there at the same time, I think.
The impact that the programs have had on the community has been noticeable, definitely through juvenile crime rates. We've noticed a marked decrease in juveniles coming through the station, getting dealt with, getting into trouble.
Sometimes you do get some parents come up saying, "Oh, you guys are doing a great job with this," because you know the big kids maybe go back and say, "Look, I've been at dodgeball with the guys and this is what we do," and all that, you know. Or anything that the police are doing, like the blue light discos and stuff like that.
The police are really good in Wyndham. They interact with the community a lot that we see through the programs they run. They also visit us a lot here at Ngao Hour, both the Sobering Up Shelter and the community centre.
In particular, the officers, if they've worked one-to-one with some of our clients, it really is fantastic, and it complements the way I have my staff work with our clients as well. So there's camaraderie, there's good collegiality, and there's partnership.
They really deserve any praise that they get. In the past 3 years that I've worked here, every member of the team just works really hard and passionately for the youth of Wyndham, and it's great.
We were giving a lady a lift home the other day that really doesn't like police very much, and she said to my offsider, "I hate police, but my kids love you guys, so I'm beginning to soften." That's the sort of inroads we're starting to make, and changing decades basically of entrenched beliefs. Finally people are starting to open up to us and come around to us.
I think the police do a big role here, and it's good to have them here. If it wasn't here, you'd have fight here and there, everywhere, and you got no one to fall back on. No, it's good to have them here in Wyndham. And we got some handsome ones.